President YouTube Man All the Way George Page coming to you live on YouTube. Anyway, this is another one of my comparisons, part of my series, which is called Buff Blondes Volume. This is volume number 3, and this is a popular series. I think this is probably be one of my most popular series because a lot of these guys y'all like very much into the ladies who are very fair hair looking and very muscular. And there's a great amount of women in the sport bodybuilding who are blondes. Some by nature, some by chemical process, but still they're blondes nevertheless. Now I picked two ladies out of the spectrum that are just amazing. They competed about the same time, but they left the sport in different times. I have one here on one side here. I have Brigita Brezovac from Slovenia, and I have Lisa Aukland, and I think Lisa's from New Jersey, something like that. I was trying to remember where she was from, but yeah, but these ladies have been in the sport for quite some time, and they are physically impressive women. I mean, Lisa was. I think she made quite a few times. I think she made the top 5 at Miss Olympia in the past, and for a good while, Brigetta was a constant competitor. I mean, she was around the time when both her and Alina Pupa were very popular. When there was that time when there was not a lot of there was not a lot of women coming from overseas from bodybuilding. When that it was almost at around 2013 when the NPC decided to end women competitions overseas. But anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and start off with a nice, typical starting pose. And this is, some nice guys like to look at. They just get us a look at their physiques. How much there's a big comparison to them. I think Lisa's a little bit more bulkier compared to Brigetta, but I've seen Brigetta. Brigetta is pretty big if you really ever seen her before in competition and videos like that. Here we having is a front double bicep. And I had to give this one to Lisa. Lisa has some peaks on her biceps. She has amazing biceps. She has great size. Brigitte has a great look to her too. But right here, I have to give this one to Lisa. Now here we have a front lat spread. And I think Lisa's a little wider and thicker around the shoulders. And you can see how the lats are more, like look on her lats, you really see how more pronounced they are compared to Brigetta. Brigetta got some lat development pretty good, but this is they're both physiques are very much big contrast, but they're both impressive physiques. Now, here we're doing a rear back, and I think the back I'm gonna give to Brigetta. Lisa's pretty good, but Brigetta looks like you can see more detail in her back compared to Lisa's. Lisa's got a pretty good back, but it's not as detailed as you can see with Brigetta's. Now here is a side chest. And I have to give this one to Lisa. Lisa has an impressive chest. And that thing is, like I said again, women with breast implants often, if you really can see the striation, the development, the definition of the chest, I think that's a big difference between women women who don't get breast implants. But like I said, Lisa has a very impressive chest. You can really see the pectoral development. Here is a rear lat spread. And I had to give it to Lisa. Lisa's a little more wider than Brigetta. Now, Brigetta's pretty good, but here we go the full width of it, and you look at the shoulders. I generally have to give this one to Lisa. Now, here we have is a nice tricep. And the tricep, I think I will... I think I give it this one to debate. I think I give it one to Brigetta. Maybe I'm wrong. Brigetta looks like you can see more definition in the upper shoulder than compared to Lisa. But that's just me. I'm being a fan. I'm not a judge. I'm being a fan. What I saw, what I like. So if if you feel like you have a different opinion, then share it. All right. And here we have an ab shot. And here with the abs is that, they're both great, have good ab development. But if I had to really give it to somebody, I think if really, this is like one of these like, well, way kind of like you have to flip a coin on this one. It's kind of like in a fight where it's like you have a split decision, and I think I will give this one to Brigetta. You know, I really like Brigetta. I've been a big fan of hers. I've been a big fan of Lisa too, but they're both impressive women, great bodies, great physiques, and they both were like I said competing about the same time. Lisa she tried it around 2010, and Brazilla she in her career about 2013. And they had a look to them, a style to them. They were very popular in doing their careers. Right here we have a nice bicep shot, and I think I might give this one here to. This is one that really have to really think about. I don't know if I say a draw, people get mad. And I think I really have to look at this one. This is, it's really hard. They have both great peaks in development. These pictures are pretty good. But if I give the edge out to Brigetta, like I said, I'm generally a fan of Brigetta. She was very impressive for a physique. Glutes here, um, I think I'd give it to Lisa. I think I'd give it to Lisa here. Brigetta looks a little tight, but Lisa has a little more roundness to her. But I think I'd give this one here to Lisa when it comes to the glutes. They both have great impressive glutes, but I have to give this one to Lisa. And both are just pure women of pure muscle. It's just impressive physiques, great bodies. Even though their careers were just they were in for a good while. Bridget mostly she started like many European bodybuilders in the MB MABBA, and Lisa, she fought in the trenches for a good while in that NPC, and then she got her IB Pro card around about 2000s. And then you got to think about it. They were still doing the Iris Car era, because Iris was both doing both the Miss Olympia and the Miss International, which took an opportunity for a lot of female bodybuilders to have a secondary title. But even though these ladies were great physiques, great bodies, pretty impressive for their time. I mean, if there was any other way where they could have maybe even possibly if Iris wasn't doing both shows, they probably one of them probably would have been a multi-time Miss International. But as you know, like anything else, they eventually retired. As you know, I said it before. Lisa, she retired about 2010, and during the time, she does have an education. She has a doctorate, I believe. She's has a education in pharmaceuticals. I remember I saw her. She was on I think it was it Inside Edition where she works as a emergency operator, and she has a medical degree. And Brigetta, she went back home to Slovenia. She got married. She has a daughter named Lucy. I used to talk back and forth with her on Facebook, and she's doing pretty good. I think she runs her own gym. She still works out. Um, I think she said she don't miss the whole part about bodybuilding as much as the stage and being around and performing and being seen. That's what I think I often hear a lot of women say that. That's what they miss the most about the sport. They don't miss the dieting, the workouts, the preps, the nearly killing themselves with dehydration trying to make a show. They really miss the part of being on stage and presenting their bodies. And you look at if you look at it like Lisa, even though I think Lisa's in her late to mid 50s, she's still a woman in great condition. And even though she's not a blonde anymore, hey, like I said, it's a list of women who were blonde, buff blonde babes, and still amazing women, great physiques who did as much as they could do at that time, especially during the Iris Car era. So, like I said, I think they probably have competed against each other before. If I believe so. I didn't really do as much research as like I should. I was putting a lot of this stuff together. I was looking for the pictures, and sometimes it's hard to get good pictures together, right? The fit together. But anyway, I want to ask you guys, who's your favorite? Or are you a big fan of Brigetta? Or are you a big fan of Lisa? I know, these are classic bodybuilding physiques that some might say might be considered unsung in the sport. But anyway, make your choices, make your pick, and like I also said again, make requests. Who you else you want to see in the Buff Blonde series that you like? There's some ladies I'm working on right now, and there's some ladies that if I miss Let me know. Share. Put in the comment section. This is your man on the way, George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk. Like, don't subscribe. I'm out.